Breaking news is rocking the rap world. The FBI has reportedly uncovered the murder weapon connected to Mo3's shocking death, and insiders say this discovery could completely change the course of the investigation. Fans are stunned, emotions are running high, and the entire hip-hop community is on edge. But that's not all. Exclusive leaks suggest that Yella Beezy's money transfers to Rainwater, the alleged getaway driver, have been exposed, and the amounts reportedly involved are raising serious questions about his role in this tragedy. The family was left divided, with arguments erupting over loyalty, trust, and what this revelation means for justice. Social media is exploding as fans react with disbelief, confusion, and anger, trying to piece together a story that seems more twisted by the minute. Sources claim the money transfers weren't small, hinting at a deeper connection between Beezy and the chain of events leading up to Mo3's murder. The situation is escalating quickly, with whispers of confessions, confrontations, and potential arrests circulating behind the scenes. Everyone is asking the same questions. Who is telling the truth? Who is being manipulated? And how far does this web of money, betrayal, and violence really go? Stay tuned, because the shocking truth about Mo3's murder weapon and Beezy's leaked transfers is about to be revealed, and no one is prepared for what comes next. The city was buzzing, the kind of tension that feels almost electric. Inside, friends and family of Mo3 were still reeling from the shocking news. The FBI had reportedly uncovered the murder weapon tied to his tragic death. Sources say the scene was chaotic, with emotions running so high that even the toughest associates struggled to hold back tears. Yella Beezy's name had come up in whispers for weeks, but now, leaked money transfers allegedly connecting him to Rainwater, the supposed getaway driver, had fans and insiders in complete disbelief. Everyone in the room could feel it, the weight of betrayal, the tension of secrets finally being exposed. Friends exchanged nervous glances, some whispering, "I can't believe it's come to this," while others muttered, "This changes everything." The FBI's discovery was more than just a piece of evidence. It was a symbol, a catalyst, a spark that threatened to ignite a chain reaction of confessions, accusations, and family drama. The first confrontation happened almost immediately. A cousin of Mo3, known for his outspoken nature, slammed his hand on the table. "Y'all really think this stops at the weapon? You know Beezy's involved. I've heard things, and it ain't pretty." His voice shook with anger. Emotions ran high, as everyone in the room felt the mix of fear, rage, and anticipation. Kayla Nicole's friend, who had been quietly observing, whispered to another, "Fans are going to lose it when they hear all of this." Then came the first twist. One insider, a close friend of the late Mo3, revealed that the money transfers from Yella Beezy weren't just casual or random. They reportedly totaled a significant sum, hinting at a deeper involvement than anyone had dared to imagine. "This isn't a one-time thing," the friend said, voice low but intense. "There's been planning. There's been coordination. People have been lying to cover tracks, and it's all unraveling now." The room went silent for a moment, as everyone digested the gravity of the statement. Yella Beezy's name alone sent a ripple through the crowd. Some associates were visibly shocked, others skeptical. "Are we seriously talking about Beezy?" a family member whispered. "He wouldn't, would he?" But the leaked transfers painted a different picture. The documents allegedly showed consistent payments to Rainwater, dates aligning with key movements connected to the murder. The family was left divided. Some wanted justice, some wanted to protect reputations, and others were paralyzed by the shock. As the news spread, social media erupted. Fans flooded Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok with questions, speculation, and outrage. Clips from interviews, past interactions, and supposed insider accounts were dissected minute by minute. Beezy connected to Mo3's death? No way, one comment read. Another said, "FBI said what? Get the receipts, people." Emotions ran high online, mirroring the chaos in the room where friends and family were struggling to process the information. The FBI's discovery of the murder weapon added another layer of suspense. Sources claimed the weapon had been meticulously hidden, almost as if the perpetrator had anticipated scrutiny. Finding this changes the game. one insider explained. It gives investigators leverage, and it could force confessions from people who thought they were untouchable. Whispered conversations erupted around the room, friends and family speculating about who could be implicated, who was lying, and what consequences might come next. Then came a shocking revelation from an unexpected source. A former associate of Mo3, previously thought to be neutral, claimed he had inside knowledge of communications between Yella Beezy and Rainwater. They weren't just passing money, he said. There were plans, instructions, coordination. I didn't want to say anything, but now, with the FBI involved, it can't be ignored. Gasps echoed through the room. Kayla Nicole, always calm and composed in public, looked visibly shaken. "This is bigger than I thought," she whispered. The tension escalated when arguments broke out over loyalty and trust. "We've been protecting people for too long," a cousin said angrily. "How many lies have we swallowed just to keep the peace?" Others tried to calm him, emphasizing caution. "We need to wait for the official statements," one associate advised, though even he seemed unsure of the outcome. The room was a powder keg, emotions running high, each statement, each rumor threatening to set off a larger conflict. Amidst the chaos, one of Mo3's closest friends took a moment to address the crowd. "We have to remember him," he said, voice cracking with emotion. "Mo3 didn't deserve this. None of us did. And if people think this is just about money or connections, they don't get it. We need truth, and now, it's finally coming out." Tears flowed freely, and even the most hardened associates found themselves overwhelmed. The room was a storm of grief, anger, and anticipation. Then, a dramatic twist. A leaked audio surfaced, allegedly capturing a conversation between Rainwater and Yella Beezy. The clip hinted at instructions, payment confirmations, and coded messages. Friends immediately leaned in, listening carefully. "Did you hear that?" one whispered. "This is proof." Another shook his head, muttering, "I can't believe this is real. It's like a movie." Social media users quickly got wind of the leak, with speculation skyrocketing. Fans were shocked, and online debates erupted about motive, loyalty, and who else might be involved. Inside the room, accusations began flying. One cousin, pointing at another associate, shouted, "You knew about this. Don't act like you didn't." The tension was palpable. Voices rose, emotions ran high, and the atmosphere teetered between confrontation and breakdown. Some tried to mediate, others just watched, knowing that any word could ignite further chaos. The family was divided, and even allies seemed unsure where loyalties lay. Then came another curveball. A financial insider revealed additional bank records, suggesting multiple transfers from Beezy to Rainwater over several months. "It's not a one-off," he said. "This looks coordinated, patterned, intentional." Murmurs filled the room. Kayla Nicole shook her head, trying to process it all. "So, this isn't just a rumor. This is real." The room fell silent as everyone contemplated the potential fallout. Amid the chaos, whispers of betrayal intensified. One longtime friend muttered, "You think you know people, but when money, secrets, and death mix, everything changes." Everyone nodded. The magnitude of the situation was sinking in. Friends, family, and even casual fans were now aware that the narrative they thought they knew was unraveling rapidly. Finally, the conversation turned to the FBI investigation itself. Sources suggested that authorities were meticulously tracing the money trail, linking transfers to movements, and identifying suspects. "They've got leverage now," an insider said. "People who thought they were untouchable are now looking over their shoulders." The gravity of the investigation, combined with leaked evidence, threatened to ignite a chain reaction of confessions, confrontations, and public drama. As the night dragged on, emotions remained raw. Some associates were furious, others were fearful, and all were anxious about the implications. The room was a mix of grief, anger, and anticipation. Friends whispered, "This could change everything. The truth is finally coming out, and nobody's ready." Kayla Nicole, standing nearby, watched quietly, a mix of sorrow and resolve in her eyes. the story was far from over. With the murder weapon uncovered, money transfers leaked, and secrets exposed, every friend, family member, and insider knew that the next few days would be explosive. Emotions ran high, social media buzzed with speculation, and fans waited anxiously for the next revelation. The tension in the city didn't die down overnight. The FBI's revelation about Mo3's murder weapon and the leaked money transfers from Yella Beezy to Rainwater had turned friends, family, and associates into a whirlwind of suspicion, fear, and anger. Social media was ablaze, fans dissecting every rumor, every snippet of leaked information. Emotions ran high as people debated the implications. Who had orchestrated the hits? Who could be trusted? And what would happen to Beezy now that the spotlight was brighter than ever? Inside a private gathering, heated arguments erupted almost immediately. One cousin, notorious for speaking before thinking, slammed a hand on the table. This isn't just about money. You think a couple of transfers explain murder? Wake up. People are hiding, manipulating, and planning while the rest of us are left in the dark. His voice carried over the room, voices clashing, emotions running high. Others tried to calm him, but every word seemed to ignite further tension. Kayla Nicole, witnessing the chaos, shook her head in disbelief. "I've never seen it like this," she muttered to a friend. Everyone's so quick to accuse, but no one's looking at the bigger picture. The friend nodded, eyes wide. "It's like a powder keg. One spark, and it's going to explode." And explode it did. Another insider, supposedly neutral, dropped a bombshell. "I've seen messages between Beezy and Rainwater. Orders, confirmations, and hints that this wasn't random. It was calculated." Gasps filled the room. The family was left divided. Some were furious, others terrified, and a few were already questioning their own loyalties. Then came the first shocking twist. A former associate, long thought to be loyal to Mo3's inner circle, claimed he had evidence that someone close to Beezy had been feeding him updates about movements and potential threats for months. "He knew more than we realized," the insider whispered, voice trembling. "Beezy's money? The transfers? They weren't just to hide something, they were to coordinate something. And now the FBI is closing in." The revelation sent chills down everyone's spines. Family members began confronting each other. "Why didn't you tell me about the transfers?" one uncle shouted. "Why was I kept in the dark while people's lives were on the line?" The arguments escalated. Emotions ran high, tempers flared, and tears flowed as long-held grudges resurfaced. Even Kayla's calm demeanor couldn't prevent the room from feeling like it was ready to erupt into violence. Outside, rumors were spreading faster than the news itself. Social media theorists dissected every screenshot, every snippet of audio, claiming to have solved the puzzle before authorities even had a chance. "Beezy's connected," one user wrote. "It's all here. The money trail, the plans, the leaks. It's obvious." Another commented, "The FBI finding the weapon? That's huge. Someone's going down." Fans were shocked, the community was buzzing, and everyone felt like they were witnessing history in real time. Then another curveball hit. A friend of Mo3 revealed that there were even more undisclosed payments, allegedly sent not just to Rainwater, but to other unknown parties. "It's bigger than we thought," he admitted. "And if these leaks are real, there are layers to this we haven't even touched yet." Emotions ran high in the room. Panic, fear, and anger mixed with grief as people began questioning who had been orchestrating these moves behind the scenes. Meanwhile, Beezy's name loomed large in the conversation. Associates argued about his intentions, some defending him, others accusing him outright. "He couldn't be that involved," one friend exclaimed. But another shook his head. "Look at the transfers. Look at the pattern. This is calculated. He's tied in deeper than anyone wants to admit." The tension between the two factions grew, and the room felt like it could split apart at any moment. Then came the leaks from Rainwater himself, or so insiders claimed. Messages, voice notes, and bank confirmations allegedly surfaced, hinting that Beezy had coordinated more than money. Orders, warnings, and cryptic instructions suggested a network of activity that extended far beyond what anyone had suspected. "This isn't just about one night," one family member said, shaking. "This has been going on for months. Years, maybe." The shock was palpable. Fans online were in disbelief, dissecting every screenshot and theorizing endlessly. Amid the chaos, another emotional confrontation arose. A longtime friend of Mo3, visibly shaken, confronted a relative who had been suspected of withholding information. "How could you let this happen?" he demanded. "How could you stay silent while someone we loved was in danger?" Tears ran freely, voices cracked with anger and grief, and emotions ran high as blame and guilt ricocheted through the room. Then, a dramatic revelation turned the room upside down. A new source claimed that some of the funds transferred by Beezy had allegedly been used for escape planning, not just the initial getaway. "They weren't just paying someone to drive," the insider said. "There were plans, routes, contingencies. Someone was covering tracks in real time." The room went silent. Everyone realized the situation was far more dangerous, far more intricate, and far more personal than they had ever imagined. Kayla Nicole, trying to maintain composure, addressed the group. "We need to calm down," she said firmly. "Yes, the FBI has evidence, and yes, the money transfers are shocking. But pointing fingers and spiraling won't help. We need clarity, not chaos." Some nodded, but others were too enraged to listen. The room felt like a ticking time bomb, emotions running high, every glance, every whispered word carrying the weight of suspicion. Then came a twist that no one saw coming. A video clip leaked online allegedly showing Beezy in a meeting with Rainwater, discussing the logistics of a movement that coincided with the timeline of Mo3's murder. The authenticity was unconfirmed, but the reactions were immediate. Fans exploded online, posting theories, tagging influencers, and demanding accountability. "This is insane," one tweeted. "Beezy's involved. This is bigger than we thought." Emotions ran high across the digital landscape, mirroring the chaos inside the room. Meanwhile, arguments continued to flare in the gathering. "We've been lied to for too long," one cousin shouted. "I want answers now." Another relative countered, "Patience. The FBI is doing its job. Don't act like we can fix this by screaming." The clash of emotions, the intensity of accusations, and the heavy presence of grief made the environment almost unbearable. Then came the final twist for the night. Another insider claimed there were even more payments, hidden accounts, and off-the-books communications pointing to multiple parties. "This network is bigger than one person," they said. "The weapon, the transfers, the plans, they're all connected. And if anyone thinks this is over, they're wrong." Everyone in the room froze. The gravity of the situation hit them all at once. The family was left divided, emotions ran high, and friends struggled to process the mounting revelations. As the night drew on, everyone left with more questions than answers. The FBI's discovery, the leaked money transfers, the alleged coordination, all of it had set the stage for a drama that was far from over. Fans online were already predicting more leaks, more confrontations, and possibly more arrests. The storm had only just begun. One thing was certain: Mo3's murder, Yella Beezy's alleged involvement, and Rainwater's role were now the center of a whirlwind of secrets, lies, and shocking revelations. The fallout was inevitable, and the world was watching, waiting, and speculating on what the next bombshell would bring. The tension had spread like wildfire. Friends and family were still reeling from the shocking leaks about Yella Beezy's alleged money transfers to Rainwater, combined with the FBI's discovery of the murder weapon linked to Mo3's death. Every conversation felt like walking on a tightrope. Emotions ran high as whispers, accusations, and speculation dominated every gathering, every phone call, every online thread. Fans across social media were dissecting every detail, demanding answers, and speculating about the identities of others involved. Inside a private meeting, the intensity escalated. One of Mo3's closest friends, visibly shaking, addressed the room. "We've been lied to, manipulated, and kept in the dark while someone we loved was taken from us," he said, voice cracking. And now the evidence is here. The money transfers, the weapon, it's all pointing somewhere, and we can't ignore it anymore. His words echoed through the room. Friends and family were split. Some nodded in grim agreement, while others looked horrified, fearing the consequences of truth finally coming to light. Then came an unexpected twist. A trusted associate revealed that Beezy's transfers were not just isolated payments. They allegedly followed a pattern, a schedule designed to coincide with key movements leading up to Mo3's murder. They weren't random, the associate insisted. They were calculated, planned, and someone close to him knew exactly what was happening. Gasps filled the room. Even the most composed individuals were shaken by the implication of a deliberate, coordinated plan. Arguments erupted instantly. Why wasn't this shared with us sooner? A cousin shouted. How long have people been covering up? Another family member responded angrily. We can't just accuse without proof. Emotions ran high, and the atmosphere was charged with tension. Kayla Nicole, standing to the side, tried to calm everyone. Listen, pointing fingers now will only make things worse. We need clarity, not chaos, she said. But her calm voice was drowned out by the storm of accusations and fear. Then the first major confrontation of the day hit. An older relative accused a close friend of Mo3's inner circle of withholding critical information. You knew about the transfers. You knew who was involved. The accused looked stunned. I didn't know it would escalate like this, he replied, trying to defend himself. The room erupted in chaos, voices clashing, tempers flaring, and tears streaming. Fans following live updates online were shocked, commenting on the intensity and emotional breakdowns. This is unreal, one typed. Drama like this doesn't even happen in movies. The tension took another turn when a former associate leaked supposed audio messages between Beezy and Rainwater. The messages allegedly detailed instructions, confirmations, and warnings, implying premeditation. This isn't just money, it's strategy, one insider said. And if it's real, people are in more trouble than they realize. Emotions ran high in the room as everyone processed the possibility that the murder might have been more orchestrated than anyone imagined. A shocking revelation soon followed. A financial expert, brought in by a family member, claimed that Beezy's bank transfers were part of a larger network of funds flowing between unknown accounts. This isn't just a simple transaction, he said. We're talking about a web of money, people, and coordination. This could connect more than one person to the crime. Whispers filled the room. Some associates were visibly trembling. The family was left divided, unsure whom to trust, and fearful of what other secrets might emerge. Then, another dramatic twist. A longtime insider claimed that Rainwater had been communicating with multiple parties, not just Beezy, and that these communications allegedly indicated a broader conspiracy. It wasn't just him, the insider revealed. There are others who played a role, and some of them are closer to Mo3's circle than anyone thinks. The revelation sent shockwaves through the room. Friends and family were now faced with the possibility that betrayal had come from within, deepening the emotional divide. As the day continued, emotions ran high. Arguments flared over loyalty, blame, and accountability. One cousin, pointing fingers, shouted, "We've been protecting the wrong people. We need answers now." Others tried to mediate, but the tension was palpable. Every glance, every whispered word seemed loaded with suspicion. Social media reflected the chaos, with fans debating whether Beezy was guilty, whether Rainwater was just a pawn, or whether the entire network was. Another twist came in the form of new financial evidence. Alleged hidden accounts connected to Beezy surfaced, and sources claimed these accounts were linked to transfers made in the weeks leading up to Mo3's death. This is massive, one family member whispered. If this is true, the level of coordination is unbelievable. The gravity of the situation was sinking in. The room was tense, divided, and charged with high emotion. Then, an emotional confrontation erupted between two close friends. You were there. You knew what was happening, one shouted, tears streaming down his face. The accused, equally shaken, replied, I didn't know the extent. I thought I was protecting everyone. The clash left the room in stunned silence. Emotions ran high, grief mixed with anger, and the fear of more revelations kept everyone on edge. The drama escalated further when leaked footage surfaced online, allegedly showing Beezy meeting with Rainwater in a secluded location. The authenticity of the footage was debated, but it fueled speculation. Fans were shocked, sharing clips, debating motives, and predicting the next fallout. "This is insane," one wrote. "Beezy's involvement is way deeper than we imagined." The combination of leaked footage, money transfers, and the murder weapon discovery made it impossible to ignore the magnitude of the unfolding scandal. Inside the room, arguments continued. Some wanted to confront Beezy directly. Others urged caution. "If we act impulsively, it could ruin everything," one associate warned. But another shot back. "We can't sit back and do nothing while the truth is out there." Emotions ran high, voices clashed, and the family was left divided. Friends of Mo3 tried to maintain composure, but grief, anger, and fear made the atmosphere almost unbearable. Then came another unexpected revelation. A trusted insider claimed that Beezy's transfers weren't just for Rainwater. They were a larger plan involving several individuals, some of whom were previously believed to be allies of Mo3. "This network is bigger than anyone thought," the insider said. "It's not just about the murder weapon or the getaway driver. This goes deeper." The room fell silent. Everyone realized the implications. Loyalty, betrayal, and deception were intertwined, and no one could predict the fallout. As night approached, the gathering dispersed, but the emotional tension lingered. Social media was ablaze with speculation, videos, and theories. Fans were dissecting every move, every transfer, every snippet of leaked information. Emotions ran high online as well, mirroring the chaos inside the rooms where family and friends were still trying to process the unfolding events. The FBI's involvement, combined with the murder weapon discovery, the leaked transfers, and alleged conspiracies, had created a situation that was both terrifying and captivating. Everyone knew the next few days would bring more revelations, confrontations, and drama. Some feared legal repercussions, others feared the betrayal of trusted allies, and everyone wondered what the truth really was. Finally, before the night ended, a final twist surfaced. A video call from an anonymous source revealed hints of additional financial records and secret communications that had not yet been exposed. "If the public sees this," the voice warned, "it will change everything. Some people are not who they say they are." The room went silent. Emotions ran high, hearts raced, and the anticipation of what would come next kept everyone on edge. Fans online were already speculating about who else could be implicated and whether Beezy would be held accountable. One thing was certain: Mo3's murder, Yella Beezy's alleged involvement, and Rainwater's role had evolved into a complex web of money, betrayal, and hidden agendas. The fallout was far from over, and the world was watching, waiting, and speculating on the next bombshell revelation. Emotions ran high, family lines were drawn, and fans remained glued to every update, anticipating the next shocking turn in this real-life rap drama. The morning after the leaked evidence went public, the tension in the city was palpable. Friends and family of Mo3 gathered once again, this time with a mixture of dread and anticipation. The FBI's discovery of the murder weapon, combined with the leaked transfers from Yella Beezy to Rainwater, had already turned the story into a media frenzy. Emotions ran high as everyone prepared for what they feared would be the ultimate confrontation. Social media was exploding, fans dissecting every photo, message, and snippet of audio with obsessive intensity. Inside the room, arguments ignited almost immediately. One cousin, his voice trembling with rage, slammed his fist on the table. "We've waited long enough. People have been lying, hiding, manipulating. We need answers now." Others tried to calm him, but the weight of grief and betrayal made control nearly impossible. Voices overlapped, emotions ran high, and tears mingled with anger as everyone struggled to process the magnitude of the revelations. Then came the first explosive twist of the day. An associate, previously considered neutral, revealed more evidence suggesting that Beezy's financial transfers were not only coordinated with Rainwater, but allegedly tied to other unnamed individuals connected to the planning of Mo3's murder. "It's bigger than we thought," the insider said. "There's a network, and if the FBI follows the money, more names will come out." Gasps rippled through the room. Even the most hardened associates were visibly shaken, realizing the depth of the conspiracy that had unfolded around them. A heated confrontation erupted between two close friends. "You knew about the accounts," one shouted, tears streaming. "You were complicit," the accused, equally emotional, replied. "I thought I was protecting everyone. I didn't know it was this deep." The clash left the room tense and silent in alternation, as emotions ran high and loyalties were questioned. Every glance, every gesture seemed charged with suspicion and fear. Fans online were following live clips, commenting on the intensity, and dissecting every reaction. Then came another bombshell. Alleged audio recordings surfaced, hinting that Beezy and Rainwater had been discussing not only movements, but contingency plans for months. They weren't just passing money, they were planning logistics, a source claimed. "It's coordinated, strategic, and chilling." The room was stunned into silence. Kayla Nicole, standing nearby, whispered, "This is bigger than anyone expected." The whispers spread quickly, each revelation feeding the fire of speculation and tension. Arguments broke out over loyalty and accountability. "We've been protecting the wrong people," one cousin shouted. "We need the truth now, no matter who it hurts." Another family member countered, "We can't rush this. The FBI is doing its job. Don't act out of emotion." The clash reflected the emotional chaos gripping the household. Emotions ran high, family lines were drawn, and no one knew whom to trust. As the day progressed, new financial evidence emerged. Alleged hidden accounts connected to Beezy appeared, showing transactions that coincided with key moments tied to Mo3's murder. "This isn't random," one insider explained. "It's systematic, patterned, intentional." The room fell silent as everyone realized the scope of the situation. Friends, family, and associates were forced to reconsider everything they thought they knew. Fans online reacted instantly, debating motives, alliances, and the potential fallout. Then came the shocking confrontation no one expected. A longtime friend accused a relative of hiding critical information. "You knew. You let this happen," the accused, pale and trembling, replied. "I didn't know it was this serious. I thought I was protecting everyone." The room erupted into chaos. Tears flowed, voices cracked with grief and anger, and emotions ran high as the family tried to process the revelation. Fans following online were in disbelief, commenting, "This is insane. Drama like this doesn't even happen in movies." Another twist emerged. Alleged secret communications between Beezy, Rainwater, and other unknown parties suggested a broader conspiracy. "It's not just him or Rainwater," a source revealed. "There's a network, and some of them are closer to Mo3's circle than anyone imagined." The revelation shook the room. Friends and family were now grappling with the idea that betrayal had come from within, making trust nearly impossible to maintain. Social media erupted further when leaked footage appeared, allegedly showing Beezy in a secluded meeting with Rainwater. Fans debated authenticity, motives, and consequences, driving speculation to fever pitch. "This is unreal," one wrote. "Beezy's involvement goes deeper than anyone thought." The combination of leaked footage, financial transfers, and the FBI's murder weapon discovery made it impossible to ignore the seriousness of the situation. Inside, discussions turned heated. Some wanted immediate confrontation, others urged patience and caution. "If we act rashly, it could ruin everything," one associate warned. "We need clarity, not chaos," Kayla Nicole added, attempting to restore composure. But emotions ran high, tempers flared, and the room felt like a ticking time bomb. Fans online mirrored the tension, theorizing endlessly about next moves, potential arrests, and hidden players. Then a final, shocking twist arrived. A financial whistleblower claimed that Beezy's transfers were part of a far larger scheme involving multiple individuals across cities, suggesting that the conspiracy may extend beyond anything previously imagined. It's not just about Mo3 or Rainwater, the insider said. It's a network, a web of manipulation, and some people you trust most are involved. The room went silent. Emotions ran high, and hearts pounded as everyone realized the situation's magnitude. Arguments flared once more. "We can't ignore this," one cousin shouted. "We have to act." Others responded, "We need to wait for the FBI. Don't make mistakes in anger." The clash reflected the heightened tension, with grief, fear, and rage intertwining in almost unbearable ways. Fans online were glued to every post, dissecting clips, leaks, and reactions in real time. By nightfall, the gathering had reached a temporary calm, though tension still hung in the air like a storm cloud. Friends and family processed the day's revelations, realizing that the fallout would be long-lasting. Social media buzzed endlessly, fans speculating about Beezy's fate, Rainwater's role, and who else might be implicated. Emotions ran high, and the world was watching, waiting for the next explosive development. Even as the room emptied, whispers persisted. "This isn't over," one insider said. "Not by a long shot. The network, the money, the weapon, there's more coming. People aren't ready for what's next." Everyone knew it. Mo3's murder, Yella Beezy's alleged involvement, and Rainwater's actions had created a saga far from complete. Friends, family, and fans were now in a tense standoff with the truth, knowing that the next revelation could topple alliances, destroy reputations, and escalate the drama even further. The night ended with a heavy sense of anticipation. Everyone understood the stakes. The FBI investigation, the leaked transfers, and the murder weapon were just the beginning. Friends and family would have to navigate trust, betrayal, and consequences in the days to come, while fans continued to obsessively follow every development. Emotions ran high, loyalties were tested, and the next shocking twist was only a matter of time. One thing was certain: the story of Mo3's murder, Yella Beezy's alleged involvement, and Rainwater's role had become an epic saga of deception, betrayal, and explosive drama. Everyone involved knew the fallout would be unavoidable. And as fans waited eagerly, glued to every detail, one question remained: who else would be implicated, and how deep did this web really go? The saga surrounding Mo3's murder, Yella Beezy's alleged involvement, and Rainwater's role has left the rap world reeling. With the FBI's discovery of the murder weapon and leaked financial transfers, fans, friends, and family are all struggling to make sense of a story that keeps unfolding in shocking twists. Emotions ran high throughout every confrontation, every revelation, and every leaked snippet, leaving the community divided, anxious, and desperate for answers. The layers of betrayal, secrecy, and manipulation are deeper than anyone expected, and the fallout is far from over. Social media is ablaze with speculation. Fans are dissecting every transfer, every conversation, and every leak, weighing in on who's telling the truth, who's covering their tracks, and what might come next. The stakes are higher than ever. Loyalties are tested, alliances are questioned, and reputations hang in the balance. Every revelation, from the murder weapon to the leaked communications, has escalated the drama, leaving everyone wondering what other explosive secrets could surface. Now, it's your turn to weigh in. What do you think about the leaked money transfers? Was Yella Beezy truly involved, or is there more to the story than meets the eye? Could Rainwater's role be even bigger than we know? Drop your thoughts in the comments and share your theories, because this story is far from over. Make sure to hit that like button if you're invested in the drama, subscribe for the latest updates on this jaw-dropping saga, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next shocking twist. The truth is unfolding, the tensions are rising, and you'll want to stay glued to every development as this real-life rap drama continues